Hey guys, I'm going to give you roughly 50 facts about me that you may or may not have known. So we're going to start with number 1 because that only makes sense. You don't want to start with 50 because counting down I'll get confused. I can play roughly 8 different instruments, including the guitar, the bass, sax, piano, harmonica, ukulele, mandolin, and some banjo. I like music a lot. Fact number 2, I originally brought up the idea of living in the RV. Ginny was not thrilled. I've wanted a camper since I was little. I remember when I was 8 years old, I asked for a camper I found in a junkyard on my bus route going home from school for my birthday, on my 8th birthday. I didn't get it. But that's besides the point because I went and bought myself one later on. So, I've been obsessed with the carnival. That's fact number 13. I'm obsessed with the carnival. I have been my entire life. My grandfather used to sit out with me all night long, Sunday night, the night the carnival rolled into town, and I would watch the semi-trucks come on in, and then we'd watch them set up. So that's pretty good memories. My favorite people on YouTube would probably have to be me, because that's the only people I really know. So, the states I've lived in Illinois. I grew up in Illinois. I lived in Missouri for a short time, and I've lived in Florida now as well. My favorite state to live in. I don't really care. As long as I'm breathing and I have my family, I'm happy. I've been to 15 states so far. The cat just attacked my foot and it hurt really bad. And now she's... I have been to 15 states so far. States I would like to live in, South Dakota, just because there's bison, and bison are awesome. Wisconsin because of the cheese. California because that's where Ginny grew up and I'd like to experience that. Maine because it gets cold and there's lobster, and Washington because I think living in Seattle would be kind of cool for a very, very, very short time. My favorite things about the RV life, being able to move if you don't like where you're currently positioned. I like the idea that I'm not tied down anywhere. I wish I could travel more. Kind of hot from city to city, multiple times a month like some of the RV YouTubers do, but it's not that big of a deal in my opinion. But I grew up on a farm. We had cows. We still have corn and beans, and I was blessed being able to grow up on a farm. My favorite animal is a bison because they're awesome. They're like giant, fluffier cows with bigger horns, and it's pretty cool. And they taste good. I hate when people walk their dog through my yard and let it take a shit in my yard. And you know what else I hate? I hate when these punk kids walk through my yard, walk around my... Why you gotta walk through my yard? Do I come to your house and walk through your yard? No, I don't. Holy guacamole. Sorry about that, friends. I'm pretty passionate about this, I guess, so I guess in the meantime, just go ahead and enjoy the music. The sound of an email on my iPhone excites me, but it's always disappointing because it's a come to Starbucks and buy another coffee sort of a thing, and that's not very personal and it hurts my heart. I've always wanted to live in Chicago since probably middle school, junior high, and maybe one day I will, maybe one day I won't. Who knows? We'll find out. I actually don't know how to swim. I can doggy paddle for about 10 seconds and then drown. I can tread water for about 10 seconds and then drown. But I do love to swim. Be in the water, that is. So I like trying, and that's all that matters. Trying and doing your best. I only have 10 fingers, believe it or not. I wish I had more, but I don't. I'm not able to move things with my mind like normal people, but I'm working on it, so it's okay. I had beehives growing up. Well, my dad had beehives growing up. I've been stung by bees lots of times, and I got homegrown honey, which is pretty awesome too. I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan, but if I was, Darth Sidious would be my favorite character. Sometimes when I use a flashlight, I pretend it's a lightsaber. Who doesn't? Sometimes when I use a lightsaber, I pretend it's a flashlight. This is my grandfather's, my grandpa Hyzers flashlight. When I first saw it in his Buick, I wanted it since the first day I saw it, and he passed away a couple months ago, and I got it, so it's pretty cool. It sits on my shelf, and I always thought it looked like a lightsaber because I was a pretty big nerd, and it's even got the little clip for your belt, right? So I don't use it, but it sits on my shelf and it's a great memory. So I'm obsessed with lights, Christmas lights, blinking lights, colored lights. It makes me happy. And I don't know if that's because it makes me think of a carnival or what. I don't know. Frozen gummy bears are the best. Take my word for it. No, don't. You should go try it. Buy a bag of frozen gummy bears, and well, you have to freeze them. So buy a normal bag of gummy bears and then freeze them. And just pop a few in your mouth. Don't eat the clear ones. They're coconut flavored, and they're gross. They aren't Sprite flavored. I learned that the hard way. I like Coca-Cola from a can, not from a bottle. I like beer from a bottle, not from a can. Get it straight. My boots are the most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever owned in my entire life. I've gone through 2 pairs of Ariat boots in the past 5 or 6 years. Best investment. In fact, my wife, when she was just my newly girlfriend, bought me my first pair of Ariat boots, and I'm eternally grateful. I technically still have to pay her back for them. Living in Florida, I don't get to eat my grandma Berkey's cookies and pies and other desserts ever, so I miss those a lot. I'm trying to figure out a way to flash freeze a pie or something to send it down to me, but I'm not too good at social science experiments, so... I never understood why Neapolitan ice cream is 3 flavors. Why does Neapolitan get to choose 3 flavors and I only get to choose 1? My favorite Christmas memory would have been when I was probably 6 years old. And I got up real early in the morning. I just woke up, was wide awake, and I walked out into the living room, and my mom and brother were still asleep, and it was just my dad out there sitting with the fire. And one of my Christmas presents was a smiley face beanbag. And I just automatically plopped down in it, and I just remember sitting there with Dad, and we didn't do anything, say anything, but it's a good memory. I got fish for Christmas, and who doesn't like that? Well, thanks guys for watching my 50 facts about me. Some of you probably knew it because I'm Holden and nothing in my life is a secret, but some of you probably didn't know it, and that's what this video is about. So keep watching, and Ginny will have more interesting things than me on the channel soon. Thanks.